Thousands of holidaymakers and locals have been forced to evacuate parts of Rhodes after wildfires broke out on the Greek island. Europe's been baking in hot and dry weather for most of the week, leading to wildfires breaking out across the continent, particularly in Greece. On the island of Rhodes, homes and hotels were evacuated, with the southeast of the island worst affected. Milena Veselinovic reports.
See that little town?
From a relaxing holiday to an apocalyptic nightmare. Evacuation alerts have spread to more areas of Rhodes overnight as wildfires continue to advance. In their droves, tourists and locals have been forced to escape. Thousands have been evacuated from the island, escorted from beaches in the south and taken north.
Here I am on the rescue ship taking us to Rhodes town, leaving the hellfire behind.
British tourist Ian Morrison and his family were finally evacuated from the southeast of the island in the early hours of this morning. Speaking to Sky News from the crowded boat, he said that after walking 6 kilometres in the blazing heat to an evacuation point, they were faced with chaos and no idea how or when they would be taken to safety.
Thousands moved onto the beach. It was impossible to get onto coaches because people just ran. It was literally like the end of the world. And the flames were now far more visible. Suddenly there were leaping flames into the sky. My wife, on the other hand, was finding it incredibly stressful, and particularly when they said women and children only in the bus and I kissed them goodbye, she thought that might be the last time she saw me.
Fleeing tourists sought refuge where they could overnight, as 200 firefighters continue to tackle the blazes which started earlier this week. Annual summer forest fires across Greece have been exacerbated by an intense heat wave. Outside Athens, the blackened remains of ravaged homes, the latest casualties of a changing climate.
The evacuation of all hotels was carried out without problems to safe places, and it's estimated that more than 2,000 people have been rescued by sea.
But there is no respite. With temperatures expected to reach 45 degrees again today, Rhodes remains on the highest alert for fires.
And Milena's here with me now. So, Milena, a nightmare for anyone who lives on Rhodes and a nightmare for holidaymakers as well. What's the advice from the British government about what they should do?
So, Anna, the Foreign Office is saying make sure you keep closely updated with their advice. They say they are monitoring the situation. They're in touch with local emergency services, and there's a consular assistance line that's also available for British people who are currently in Rhodes. I'm also going to read you some of James Cleverly's tweets. He is the Foreign Secretary, of course. He said in a tweet that the safety of British nationals is our top priority. I encourage those in Rhodes and those with family and friends there to continue checking FCDO travel advice for updates. Now, the Greek government has also established a crisis management unit to try to evacuate those foreign nationals who want to leave. Now, when it comes to the holiday operators, now most of them are still running flights to the island. Companies like EasyJet, TUI, Jet2, they're still running those flights. However, BA is saying that if you are on the island and you want to leave early, you can do that free of charge. And if you are due to depart in the next week, you can also delay your departure again free of charge if you don't want to quite go into what looks like a fiery inferno rather than a relaxing holiday. But main takeaway is just please keep closely updated what the Foreign Office advises, and just make sure you keep in touch with the people who are in the island if you've got any family and friends there.
OK, helpful advice. Milena, thanks very much indeed.